On April the 23rd, Orthodox Christians celebrated Lazarus Saturday in Bethany, the town that preserves the tomb of Lazarus. Thus began the Holy Week. The city of Ramallah celebrates Palm Sunday according to the Eastern calendar. All the churches in the city join together in the traditional procession. On April the 23rd, the Armenian community in Jerusalem remembered the anniversary of the genocide that massacred over 1.5 million Armenians. A spiritual gathering brought together over 400 young people from the Holy Land in preparation for World Youth Day in Krakow. A brush, a palette and prickly pear trees. With these simple tools, the young Palestinian Ahmed Yassin creates unique artistic creations. Lazarus Saturday on April the 23rd initiated the Holy Week according to the calendar of the Eastern churches. As they used to do in ancient times, many pilgrims and faithful from the local community gathered to celebrate the anniversary in the village of Lazarus or Bethany to the east of Jerusalem. Here they celebrated with a solemn mass presided over by the Patriarch of the Greek Orthodox Christians, Theophilus III. Since the 4th century, the feast, known as the Proclamation of Easter, falls on the Saturday before Palm Sunday and recalls the friendship between Jesus and Lazarus as narrated in the Gospel. We know from the scriptures that Lazarus was a close friend of Jesus and brother of Martha and Mary. We also know that his sisters came to Jesus asking him to heal their sick brother and that he promised them he would go there. But Jesus arrived 4 days late, and Martha told him that her beloved Lazarus was already dead. Jesus walked with them to the tomb and called out to his friend, "Lazarus, come out." The dead man obeyed and then rose from the dead. The pilgrims who came to participate in the Holy Week were mostly Greek and Russian. The faithful were so numerous that some of them had to pray in the courtyard of the convent in the town. After the Mass, groups of scouts from Bethany led the faithful and priests in procession to the grave of Lazarus, where they recited the verses of the Gospel in various languages. The Easter holiday of our Christian brothers is a time of celebration. We participate in all the feasts here and in Jerusalem, because in the course of our history we are used to being just one flesh, both in this city and in Palestine, sharing joys and sorrows together. Therefore, as every year, we welcome the Patriarch with our best wishes for him and for all the brothers, hoping for peace in this land. At the end of the celebration, those present received a blessing in the church near the tomb, where the miracle of the resurrection of Lazarus took place, marking the beginning of Holy Week. A joyous procession of people celebrating Palm Sunday on April the 24th, according to the Eastern calendar. This was the scene in Ramallah, the Palestinian city not far from Jerusalem. Today in Ramallah we celebrate Palm Sunday with all the churches and faithful. Every year we organize this procession in memory of Jesus' entry into Jerusalem, where he was welcomed by the crowd holding palm branches. We are one church. There must be only one Church of Christ. Therefore, to show our unity, we representatives of the Catholic, Protestant and Lutheran churches in the region of Ramallah chose to celebrate the feast of Easter together with our Orthodox brothers. We like to express our unity during these joint celebrations and participate together in this joy. I believe that our strength is in our unity, and any kind of division is a defeat. Christian unity was reflected in the prayers recited in all the churches, from the Greek Orthodox to the Melkite Catholic Annunciation, as well as to the Latin Holy Family, where a Mass was celebrated. I wish happy holidays to our Palestinian people, hoping that thanks to these festivals they can achieve freedom and independence. Ramallah is different from other cities when it comes to sharing the holidays. Church leaders here have unified the celebrations, so we celebrate Palm Sunday together. It is a joy for young and old. Our hope is that Christians always celebrate together, especially here in Palestine, the land of Christ, where he was born, suffered, died and rose again. Playing various instruments, the scouts marched through the streets of the city during the traditional procession, ahead of the priests of the various churches, the children and the many people present, giving voice to the happy and smiling faces.
It's a beautiful feast because it brings together all the churches. This unity adds joy and serenity to this experience. The celebration is wonderful. I ask God for gifts of tranquility and peace. This is the most important thing.
The day ended with the traditional exchange of greetings between the religious authorities and the faithful present for the event. It was the night between the 23rd and 24th of April 1915 that the first killings of what was to become the first genocide of the 20th century took place, the massacre of over 1.5 million Armenians. In Jerusalem, as in the rest of the world, the representatives of these people commemorated the 101st anniversary of the tragic event in a special gathering that brought several generations together.
First, I should say that many of these third generation young people are the grandchildren of people. Their grandfathers have been through this genocide. I'm first generation.
Even though we're not living in 1915 today, but I am a descendant of Armenian genocide survivors. My great-grandparents came here as orphans. And the Armenian Patriarchate didn't want to just leave the Armenian orphans in Jaffa, so they welcomed them and they opened their doors to them at the Patriarchate, and until today we live there.
Because of the volume of the issue, the fact that we lost our country, it was not only a genocide, but we lost the country, and the fact that Turkey has not recognized is denying actively. I think this is a holy duty for us to keep this in the memory of our young people, and we'll continue.
As an Armenian living today, the atrocity that happened about 100 years ago still affects us. And even though we didn't see the blood, but that blood is flowing within our veins. So as Armenians, we would like the world to recognize the Armenian genocide, not only because what happened to us, but because what's going to happen next to the rest of the people in the world, the rest of the countries.
Currently, only 3 million Armenians live at home. The others are divided among 34 nations, with up to 10,000 in the Holy Land. At this delicate moment in history, when the Karabakh territories are at war and the economic and working conditions are arduous, there is a ray of light: the canonization of all the victims of genocide by the Armenian Apostolic Church that took place last year.
For 700 years, the Armenian Church didn't canonize anyone. It was significant because actually most of them were given the opportunity to be to convert into Islam and to save their lives. But many of them, I can say all of them, almost all of them, they refused this offer.
Our responsibility as Armenian Christians is not to only remember, but to act upon those words that we say. So therefore, we're all here, we're standing together, we stand still, we have our people on our back, and we have our church, so we stand still and advocate for peace, advocate for people to live peacefully in this world.
Joy and grace, typical qualities of youth in the Arabic style. Intensity, a feature of this phase, is also applied to the prayer. In the auditorium of a Catholic school in Bethlehem, the harmonious singing of 400 young people from the Holy Land. They are preparing for a long-awaited journey to join the World Youth Day. Nowadays, young people do not have much faith, and they are not interested in the church. In meetings like this particular one, millions of people around the world say, "We belong to Christ." For young people, this is an opportunity to feel that they can be Christians, thanks to the example of their peers who follow Jesus. They will be able to say, despite the difficulties of today's world, despite the current reality and all its challenges, yes, we can. It's the second time these young people of the Holy Land gather before World Youth Day. They come from Galilee and from Palestine and are getting ready to cross the border on their way to Poland for the journey they've all been waiting for, the one with Pope Francis and young people from around the world.
Non vogliamo fare turismo, sarebbe costoso.
We do not want to go as tourists, it would be too expensive. We want to make a pilgrimage when we will meet the Pope and visit the birthplace of St. John Paul II, who was the promoter of the World Youth Day. And we know that it will be worth reaping the benefits of this pilgrimage.
E allora vale la pena prepararsi per cogliere I frutti di questo pellegrinaggio.
During the day of the retreat, there were intense moments of spirituality, a precious time to encounter God.
هي أول شيء تعارفية بالخط الأول.
The purpose of these meetings is to ensure that young people know each other, but also that they get to know the person of Jesus Christ, who showers his mercy on us. Many of the boys here are new. We see them here for the first time, and we wish that the person that they will meet again is Jesus. A significant moment was the prayer before the Blessed Sacrament, the encounter with Christ in the Sacred Host. In the context of the Year of Mercy, the youth has already entered into the central message of the meeting with the Pope. The message is a message of love and how to relate to others. We can do it through love and mercy, to embrace everyone and pass on the Christian faith in this land. In 3 months' time, these youngsters will join others from the four corners of the earth, to whom they will testify that the faith among Christians of the Holy Land is always alive.
We want to tell them that here in Palestine there are Christians, that Christians continue to exist. They are an important presence that we must preserve.
From among the green hills of Samaria, set in a small village not far from the ancient Shechem, today's Nablus city, the art of a 21-year-old Palestinian has overstepped the boundaries of this land. Talent, nature, and acrylic colors give life to his creations, the cactus fig trees, the prickly pear trees. The canvas is replaced by the thorny and fleshy branches of these trees. With a few tools, a brush, and a palette, the artist creates his paintings. The idea of painting prickly pear trees originated from my desire to express the concept of patience and perseverance. In fact, while repeating the words patience and perseverance, I also said to myself, why not? So I painted on the trees the Arabic word saber, which literally means patience. The plant is a symbol of uncontaminated nature. It grows everywhere in this land, and it adjusts to all weather conditions, strong and tenacious, and with deep symbolism. Why did I choose this particular tree? The prickly pear tree is a perennial plant that lives long like the olive tree, is resistant to drought, grows anywhere, and its leaves are full of water. Plus, we cannot forget the symbolism of this tree. This is the tree of steadfastness and resistance. Images full of meaning, hope and strength, as well as patience and endurance. I painted an elderly Palestinian woman whose face expresses dissatisfaction with the present reality. She is holding a key. Later I painted newborns, an artwork that I called The Future, to express hope in the future for the new generations. Nothing seems to be left to chance in his paintings and in his choice of the raw material. The artwork of this artist reflects the will, determination, and the vitality of his message. Through my work, I would like to attract more people to this new type of creativity, because creativity has no boundaries. This is my message.
Terra Santa News is a production of the Christian Media Center in Jerusalem, Holy Land. For more information about Terra Santa News and the Christian Media Center, please check out our website at the bottom of the screen. You'll also be able to subscribe to our newsletter, to view live video feeds from the Holy Land, as well as visit our Facebook and YouTube pages and follow our Twitter feed. Come visit the website of Terra Santa News.